Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to call to order the final installment of public meeting number 123, a meeting that we started on Tuesday of this week, continued on Wednesday, and did a part of yesterday, and now bring to a happy and exciting conclusion today. Having called the meeting to order, my first order and only order of business is to say that the chairman has had some car trouble, and he is en route but will be delayed, and we're going to therefore postpone the formal part of the meeting and the business and meat part of the meeting until he arrives. I anticipate that'll be within 15 or 20 minutes, but we will be in recess and reconvene as soon as he arrives. So thank you for attending. We look forward to the portions of the meeting that we've all been waiting for quite a while. That'll happen in just a few minutes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies for delaying this meeting, but this is such an exciting moment, I didn't want to miss it. I appreciate your patience and waiting for me to get here. We are now reconvening the 123rd meeting, I believe, where we'll be making the final decisions. And I think the first item on our agenda today is to invite Mayor Sarno to say a few words.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman and board members, and Steve, I'm glad that your car situation has been resolved. I heard you early this morning on WHYM with Councilor Stebbins also. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for your due diligence and giving us the nod to move forward with MGM Springfield Resort International destination here in Springfield. You've really been able to mirror the process that we've done in Springfield, and we sort of led the way in Springfield. We tried to be very professional on this. We tried to be very thorough on it, and we also tried to be very transparent, as you have been also. I want to, first of all, to my internal team of, we put together a great team. Kevin Kennedy, my Chief Development Officer, and City Solicitor Ed Pakula, and our consultant, Attorney Sid Freilich out of Chicago, putting forth the plan. We wanted to spur competition, and we were really the only region, and we're getting calls not only across the state but across the nation, how we were able to spur competition. And we felt, at one time we had 6 entities, which boiled down to 4. We felt that the more competition would generate an outstanding deal not only for Springfield, but for Western Massachusetts and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So your due diligence has been deeply appreciative, and I very much appreciate, Mr. Chairman and the board, you coming out to Springfield many, many times. Now to MGM Springfield and to Jim Murin and Bill Hornbuckle, Mike Mathis, and the whole team, I thank you for your belief and investment in the city of Springfield. MGM is a world-renowned company, and they have really reached out not only to the pillars of the community, but grassroots. And they have kept it going. It has not been plastic. It's been very genuine and very humble moving forward. And they have really integrated their project into the fabric, the mosaic, the history of the city of Springfield. Never been done in urban America. It's out of the box, not in the box, connecting to all our amenities, one happening to be the state's facility here, the beautiful Mass Mutual Center, the historic and majestic Symphony Hall, the intimate settings of City Stage. As we move forward, if you're going to continue to knock down poverty and public safety rates in urban America, number one, or numero uno, as we all know, is education, but 1A is jobs. And this brings a tremendous amount of job generation to Springfield and the Western Mass area. Construction, 2,200 to 2,500 jobs to begin with. And when they're up and running, 3,000 jobs. Good paying white-collar and blue-collar jobs. And that's what people, when I walk around the city of Springfield and surrounding areas, people are hungry to work. There's also been an excitement put forward. Every mayor I spoke to across the country with an MGM facility indicated to me he or she that their visitors and convention bureau business goes through the roof. And I'm very appreciative that Jim Rooney is here from the state. The components they put in, which you highlighted in your hearings, market rate housing, which 3 things for an urban center in America to come back. 1, a major economic development project, which MGM is a third of our $2.48 billion in economic development projects. 2, and I'm very appreciative that Congressman Neal, a major transportation hub project, Union Station, and I'm hopeful the east-west connection can come to fruition. And 3, market rate housing. So this is a win-win for the city of Springfield. It's an exciting day. It is a pivotal time in the city's history. People are hungry to work. People are hungry with the momentum going on. Many developers, investors from the eastern part of the state and across the country, MGM has put Springfield on the map, and the work that my internal team has done. So your due diligence is deeply, deeply appreciated, and I look forward to continuing to work with you and work with MGM on this very special day here in the city of Springfield. And we're ready to go. And if we're getting the nod from you, and thank you. And I'm hopeful that other decisions, the wisdom of the state Supreme Court based on the facts allows us to start to get shovels in the grounds as early as this summer and continue to build on the momentum in the city of Springfield, which will help Springfield. Bringing $25 million a year helps me do positive things all across the city of Springfield, helps Western Massachusetts, and helps the Commonwealth. So thank you, and again to MGM, Jim Murin, Billy Hornbuckle, Mike Mathis, the whole team, and thank you to the people of the city of Springfield. Many grassroots people that are here that made phone calls from a Mrs. Napoli, made phone calls, hosted garden parties, coffee hours, you name it, they did it. MGM was there. So they educated the public, and we had an outstanding, very strong vote here, 60% for the city of Springfield in favor of this. And your comments about how this process was rendered really mean a lot to myself, the team, and MGM. So thank you very, very much. God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You, I'm sure, did hear what some of us said yesterday. Commissioner Zuniga, in particular, acknowledged that when the city first came up with the idea of doing its own competitive process, we weren't quite sure about that. We weren't sure whether that was a good idea. And we had to work ourselves to it and through it. And indeed, I think it has served the region tremendously well. You did a really good job. Kevin Kennedy and you have done a really first-rate job, and we appreciate it. Next on our agenda is to invite Mr. Murin to speak. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Chairman and fellow commissioners, thank you very much for this opportunity to speak in front of you again. This has been a journey that we've been on together, a journey that MGM has been on for over 3 years. We are a company that travels around the world, operates around the world, and so we have a perspective that I think is important to share for you, the Commission, and for the people of the Commonwealth. This process has been deliberate. It's been thoughtful, it's been very inclusive, and it's been very, very thorough. In fact, we have never been through a process that's been more rigorous and more carefully designed. And I want to commend the state first for an excellent law back in 2011, and your commission for upholding the high standards that the law required. And I am sure that not only our project and others in the Commonwealth will benefit from that type of scrutiny and that type of care. So I want to first thank you for that. It has been a journey and a good one and a learning. So thank you. The second point I'd like to make is one that's more personal for someone who grew up in Connecticut and went to school a half an hour from here in Hartford and who came to Springfield often, mostly for concerts. I think it was the Kinks back in '81. I've watched this city from afar and more recently quite close. Myself and my team have been here on the ground for the better part of 2.5, 3 years. We've talked to every possible kind of resident. We've seen the tremendous adversity that people of Springfield have endured, economic hardship, natural disasters. And yet, through it all, there has been one overarching emotion, overarching feeling that we've gotten, and that is one of resilience and pride. The people of Springfield are resilient, and they're fiercely proud of the city. And that resonated with me and my board. I felt that the heroism and courage that I've seen here needed to be in kind rewarded and partnered with. And so it is my honor to stand side by side with the mayor and the people of Springfield to try to bring forward this project. And I want to, again, like the mayor, thank the people of Springfield for being here for us. Thank you so much. My third observation is, again, as a world traveler, been around here in the U.S. a lot, I've never met an advocate for an elected body that is more passionate, that has more energy, that is more enthusiastic and incredibly focused on a city's improvement. And that, of course, is Mayor Sarno. I think the best mayor in America, and certainly the best I've ever met. And if the mayor is the best leader I've met of a city, the best ambassador of a city would be our partner, Paul Picknelly. Paul and his family have done so much. When I first met Paul, he said, okay, we got to get out of here. Get out of the office. And he drove me around this city and showed me the wonder and the quality and the diversity of this city. And his enthusiasm is infectious. His steadfast support of the city is unparalleled. And he had me early on because if anyone has been involved in any type of challenge or project, you need strong partners. And Paul, you are that strong partner, so thank you very much for that. And finally, I want to say that on behalf of the 62,000 men and women that work at MGM today, we're incredibly excited about the prospect of adding 3,000 new men and women to our family. And to those men and women, I will say this. We will work as hard as we can here in Springfield, as we have everywhere else, to create the best possible environment for our employees and their families, the best possible work environment, the best possible benefits, and careers that will be limited only by the employees' imagination and ideas themselves. And as one of those employees that's honored to work for MGM, I say to our future family members, we can't wait for you to join us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Murrin. We have one big item of business, which is to have a vote. Does any commissioner have anything they want to say, anything further you want to say before we take our vote? I just will say one thing. Oddly enough, we are not we on this commission are not advocates of casino gaming. What we are advocates for is the implementation of this law as well as it can be implemented. And the legislature had some serious aspirations, the legislature and the governor had some serious aspirations when they worked on this law and eventually passed this law about the kind of opportunity that a casino enterprise could bring to Massachusetts. The jobs and the revenue are obvious and compelling, but also they wanted it done in a way that it enhanced the community, that it was integrated with the community, that somehow it created a whole that was greater than the sum of the parts. We know there are issues, there are potential problems. We will address those. Many of them have been addressed very, very well. We will continue to address them and be attentive to them. But I feel very strongly that the collaborative effort of the city and MGM and the folks here who have worked with, as we've now evaluated this proposal, that this project has implemented the spirit and the aspirations and the intention of the legislature and the governor when they passed this law, as well as it could possibly have been implemented. So I concluded my evaluation with tremendous enthusiasm for the job that you've done to implement the intent of this law. With that, Commissioner McHugh, do you want to make
Surely,
a motion?
Mr. Chairman, could I just see that document for 1 second? So I would move with enthusiasm that the Commission agree to award the Region B Category 1 gaming license to Blue Tarp Redevelopment LLC on the terms and conditions contained in the document we all will sign this morning and make a permanent part of the record of this meeting, provided that Blue Tarp Redevelopment LLC accepts those terms and manifests that acceptance by signing the same document.
Do I have a second? Any further discussion? All of those in favor of supporting this agreement, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it unanimously.
Thank you, Springfield. Thank you to residents of Springfield.
Mr. Murin, if you'd like to designate a signatory, I think we are going to sign this document. Sure.
Well, I'd love to invite up Bill Hornbuckle, our president, and Mike Mathis, the president of MGM Springfield, to come on up with us.
And as far as I'm concerned, if other MGM folks would like to gather up here for the signing, you're welcome to do it.
All righty.
Well, Mr. Mathis. Thank you. Yeah, this works.
Yeah.
I think Mike.
Mike's
Mike's going to sign.
Mike's signing his life away here.
This will be signed by Mike Mathis, representing MGM Springfield, and it will be signed by all of the commissioners as well.
My hand's going to be shaking. I don't know if I can do it.
So was mine.
Nobody can read it.
Who was that mask man? Who did sign that document?
Who did that? Don't use that when things go wrong.
Yeah, pass it down.
Mr. Stebbins and Mr. Zinni, thank you very much. Thank you. Baseball, thank you.
Yeah. Doesn't look as lame out there. Sure did. That's great.
We see a typo.
Oh, that's mine.
I think you might have just waived
Just keep
privilege.
that. I'll speak to you later.
The documents are signed and executed. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
This meeting is adjourned. We will reconvene with the press outside in a few minutes.